Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another Greenhouse Contemplation, and today's subject is God does not answer the prayers of the sinner. I want everybody to look at my frankincense tree. It's doing very well. It's doing lovely. Boswellia sacra, frankincense tree. So people talk about Jesus being born and all that kind of stuff. Most people just look at incense and things like that. But now you know you can grow in your own tree. Okay. Now, what is a sinner? A sinner is a person who transgress against divine law by committing an immoral act or acts. And they got sin, transgression of God's known will or any principle or laws regarded as embodying this. Then it got a serious offense that's as against a rebellious or immoral principle. Y'all get the concept. What's a sinner? So let's look at John 9:31. We know that God does not hear sinners, but if anyone is God-fearing, God-fearing and does his will, he hears him. Deuteronomy 1:45, chapter 1, verse 45. You came back and wept before the Lord, but he paid no attention to your weeping and turned a deaf ear to you. Job 3:35, chapter 35, verse 13. Indeed, God does not listen to their empty plea. The Almighty pays no attention. Psalms chapter 66, verse 18. If I have cherished sin in my heart, the Lord would not have listened. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 29. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayers of the righteous. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 15. When you spread out your hands in prayer, I hide my eyes from you. Even when you offer many prayers, I am not listening. Your hands are full of blood. And they got, we just taking parts of out of chapters and things. So, but anyway, I'm just going to just talk something simple, not too complex. So, if God does not answer the prayers of sinners, and you got all kinds of people praying to God over boxing matches, actual boxers, football players, entertainers, and businesses, they going against their own brother, another human being. Another human being they're going against. So they both praying to a God or praying to something, and then whoever wins, God's favors. And then they say God have a passive will and God have a permissive will. And yada yada yada. I keep telling you, God is a part of creation. God did not create creation. God is a part of it, because you don't do personifications, or I think it's anthropo something. I can't remember. I'll get it the next time. But you don't make the creation just human beings, because most of scriptures, in our interpretations, because they do have other interpretations that goes into the galaxies and the planets and the earth and things, but for the average person, means most people, God is dealing with human affairs. Like if you war against a person, rape, murder, it's just behavior, animalistic behavior, beastly life. And it's funny that people think that they are human beings, and then you watch them and you put beast and animal behavior next to their behavior is identical. So no, you're not a human being, you're a beast. Okay. And again, this is not from me, because I'm just observing. I like to send challenging questions and statements. So if you are a beast, let's look at it this way: beastly people. Because it's funny that when you have people who have committed these acts of their own will, and they said they're of God, they said, let God judge me, but then they have regret and they have remorse. Because again, we can't be like animals, because we are just a little different. We have a consciousness, and then we can create things out of nothing into something. So you can't behave the same. So let's look at nature. Look at ants. Ants have worker ants. Ants have people, other ants that's around the queen and what have you. Bees and other things. Everything have a particular personality. But when it comes to human beings, we just think, oh, every human being is the same and they can do the same job. Again, a rebellious act. There's some people, man, no matter how much truth is in their face, because there is a national norm as truth, like we say in America, in the English, the grass is green and the sky is blue. And so again, because you got people, oh, different people. Any persons that think like that, this individualistic reality is more of a beast than a Satanist. Okay, because again, if you do not see the symbiotic relationship between your affairs, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and your environment and people around you and things around you, you don't see the connectivity, then you have some time to grow. Okay, and if you see technology in the industrial age was very aggressive to the environment. So the environment start imploding on itself. So we start being affected by the environment. So idiot humanity, you idiots, you have discovered something like Prometheus. I have given you fire, but we don't notice the effects. So now we got people, what about our children and all this kind of stuff. Now again, I use these languages just to stir up conversation because again, they are written words and they have definitions like the word fool and ignorance and stuff. But again, people are so beastly they cannot hear words, even though words have meaning. But they can hear the word of love and healing and happiness, but they can't be willing to hear you are a beast, you are a Satanist, and your ways are wicked. So it's again, so what? Because again, you're going to enjoy rewards. God can't help you. Only existence and through the respect of existence will help you. So you don't got to submit to a God, because again, God is teaching you natural laws. Nature, natural laws, that's a part of the existence. Even when we leave the planet, the universe have laws that it follow. So again, we rebelliousness get us out of laws, meaning that we get to like the industrial age. We can create steam engines that go faster so we can transport things, like we build buildings and stuff. But then something happens because we didn't think that the smog and the fog and all stuff will affect the atmosphere, because human beings are so small and the earth is so big, you know what I mean? And then we can observe things. See, that's what God did. God is just your ancestors. They wrote down some of the mistakes that they did and the results, but they just put the name God and Yahweh and Allah on these things. And again, Allah is not the creator. I'm sorry. God don't have no time. If Allah was a creator, don't have no time to write a book, to be concerned with human affairs. Creation is not like that. It already create the laws, and then creation have created, like say for instance, plants. No, insects. Insects, most of them don't have their parents. Those who give. So creation already gave them instinct to be able to handle their environment. They don't need books. So human beings and other mammals, their children need to be around their parents a little longer. So creation gave their parents the concept of society, laws that govern their specific gene and family. So creation don't have time to recreate the wheels. It's going and doing other stuff. So when you look at God or Yahweh and Allah, these are people that observe ancient laws, ancient mistakes, and they telling the laws of cause and effect. So that's why they say, look, no matter what, if you don't listen to Allah, if you don't listen to Yahweh, whatever, nature, your parents, really, for human beings specifically. And that's why the wars and the behaviors just human centered around human affairs. So again, we gotta look at it like this. It's amazing because we got all these people doing evil deeds, and it look like they're successful. Look like God is answering their prayers. So I want you to think about that. If most people have proven to go against divine law, but something is continuing to so-called bless them, that means our perception of what a success is warped and is off. There is no other answer. Because if you got millions and thousands of years of history of written stories, because that's what, again, we pass it down knowledge to the next generation. You can call it Yahweh, you can call it God, you can call it whatever. But they just wrote down the rules of engagement, even in the unseen world. Like people who have near-death experiences. Oh no, you're not finished yet. So boom, their body be split in half, but they still forced to continue that life because there's a reward. So that's enough talking. I may do a part 2 of this, because again, God does not answer the prayers or listen to those who sin, right? Or does he? Or she? Or what have you? So this is my little piece. And again, just to spark off thought, because that's the most important thing. But again, everybody is not here to do the same thing. Even certain souls are more rebellious than other souls. And that's why you can look at children. Some children just love law and doing right. Some children don't. That's why they gave you the story of Cain and Abel. Doesn't mean that they're the first, but they give you scenarios. All right, have a blessed day.